I learned a lot from the King, Jerry Lawler. I learned a lot from Dusty Rhodes, who always advocated for me. Wherever I bumped into him, he always advocated for me, which, you know, Dusty's helped out so many of us in the industry. I can't say enough about Dusty Rhodes. I mean, he stuck his neck out for a lot of us. Um, Jake the Snake Roberts was really the guy. I think later on that I learned a lot about psychology from. I mean, he is like a psychologist master,
Yeah.
not just in the ring, but in just general. I mean, he's smart enough to be any college professor. I mean, his mind never stops working. Literally, he's one of those people, and I learned so much from him. I remember we would talk literally about life and business and everything all night, and the sun would come up in the morning. And I'm like, Jake, you realize we've been talking all night long? You know, it's incredible. I
Yeah.
Funny story. I first met Jake. Uh, I was still gorgeous George there at the time, right? And I I was living the gimmick. You know, I was living the gimmick. I would get people to do things for me. Delegate authority, right? I had people carry my bags and everything, and I'm dressed all nice, and he noticed that I'm getting people to do this for me. Bring me food and all this stuff, and he tells me this later on, right? He says, when I saw you do all this, right, I'm thinking to myself, what a jerk, right?
Right.
And then he stepped back and thought, hey, this guy's working me. You know what I mean? And then we got talking and laughing about it, but yeah, Jake, I learned so much from him, man. We were teaming him AAA at the time from Mexico, and which we ended up being in the main event of Triple Mania. And
Nice.
I remember I remember before we first got down there to Mexico. I was telling Jake, I said, Jake, man, they're very acrobatic. You think we're going to expect us to do all that, right? And Jake was like, hey, look at me. You think I do all that? Give me a break. I'm like, laugh. So we get down there, right? And which great matches, and seeing the Lucha Libre style in full effect was just amazing. Seeing some of the great veterans down there too that can do the American and Lucha Libre style. Like I got to meet Connect, the ex strongman down there. Uh, uh, Rey Mysterio, which later on worked with him again at WCW. Uh, Mil Mascaras, which was a big honor and big thrill at the time, and Cybernetico, Octagon, Latin Lover. And it was funny because a friend of mine at the time who I was in Puerto Rico with, Val Venus, Sean Morley, right? He was working with CMLL at the time, the
Okay.
opposing company, and then they're very, at the time it was very political, right? Like it was pretty much like what WCW and WWE were in my wars. And I remember our first interview, Jake and I's first interview down there, right? And they asked Jake, it was like, how do you guys like being in Mexico, right? And Jake was like, "I tell you, the food stinks. We've been snacking on raisin bran for a week and a half," which was the truth. He just shot on the mic. He knows exactly where. Exactly, because I mean, we would like raid the vending machines at the airports because we didn't really trust the food that much. But
Right.
and thank God we had a box of metrics for protein. But the wrestling was great, and all the boys were really cool down there, and I learned a lot as well, and which it really helped me immensely for WCW because especially when they were starting their cruiserweight division and a lot of luchadors and guys in Japan and Europe and all that were getting together. It That international experience helped me greatly for what lied ahead. So I'm forever grateful for that. Because I mean, gosh, if you just no substitute for experience. Because I mean, if I didn't have that experience on my belt going into WCW, I'd be a lost cause.
You need the reps. You need the reps. You need the
Yes,
reps. You definitely
absolutely.
do. Any social media you want to plug? Any information on if people want to reach you?
Yeah, sure. I'm on YouTube. Just youtube.com @ Maestro on YouTube. I'm on TikTok at Rob Kellum. I'm also on Instagram at Maestro Rob Kellum and Facebook at Stro the Maestro. And yeah, keep in touch with me. I got merch on sale, and uh, I got a GoFundMe going on as well. You can check it's on there. You can check it out. I'm still paying medical expenses for what has happened to me in the past couple of years, but I'm on a I'm trying to get better, and I'm slowly healing. It's just a slow process, but I just wanted to thank whoever's listening here for this interview. I just wanted to thank everybody for sticking by me and believing in me and believing in the industry and the business and believing in all of us because we love we love you, and I know you guys love us in return. So we're on this together,